Disputes are inevitable in the construction industry, which must be resolved within reasonable time. If not, it may cause damages and losses that are not compensable, such as defects and delays, which may affect project performance and business repute. The use of alternative dispute resolution in the construction industry is a common phenomenon and is part of a long practice. Of all the formal dispute resolution processes, negotiation and mediation are most flexible. It is simple, fast, and economical. Although negotiation and mediation is effective means of resolution, and the practice of it has persistently been integrated as part of the construction industry, the use of negotiation and mediation is still formative in Malaysia. Negotiation and mediation is less formal in comparison to other forms of dispute resolution, such as adjudication and arbitration. It is up to parties really how they set out the process. It is not fixed in any manner and is fluid to the circumstances. It does not necessarily require the involvement of counsels. Negotiation is driven by more subjectivity of parties, whilst the mediation process adds in some objectivity into the resolution mechanism in view of the presence of a neutral. In an escalated or staged dispute resolution mechanism, negotiation and mediation process allows parties to express, and parties in dispute are able to benefit, if not manage to resolve the dispute, at least to understand the matter and the motivation for the claims arising. Negotiation and mediation assures parties' autonomy. It gives the parties a total control in the manner in which the process goes. Parties are not restricted by rules of procedure and may conduct as they seem fit according to the circumstances. It is a cheaper means of resolution and cost-effective for parties in dispute. For negotiations, parties rely on their internal resources, mainly. And when it comes to mediation, the cost of the proceedings is way lesser than adjudication and arbitration. The time taken for negotiation and mediation process is also much shorter, as the parties are fully aware of their disputes and do not require the additional time and effort to explain, etc., to a third party. Privacy and confidentiality is a great advantage for parties in dispute. Less formal processes, such as negotiation and mediation, which are within the parties' control, makes it much easier to retain privacy and confidentiality. At early stages of dispute, parties have a higher chance of maintaining relationship if the dispute is resolved amicably. Privacy and confidentiality certainly enhances this chance. One of the greatest benefits of negotiation and mediation is that it is motivated towards achieving a resolution that is favorable to both parties, win-win. It forces parties to give a thought to what would be palatable resolution for the other. Parties are aware that the process requires a buy-in and agreement of both, and in order to maintain that, parties are more likely to make concessions. Parties are also not restricted by technical, contractual, and legal arguments or principles in their discourse. Parties are able to assess practical scenarios, limitations, and complications with some element of empathy. In a more formal dispute resolution mechanism, such as adjudication, arbitration, and litigation, the remedies that are available to the parties are limited to compensation. In negotiation and mediation, parties have varied options of remedies. They can come up with creative ways to compensate for damages or losses by way of future contracts, added warranties, supply of additional spares, etc. Negotiation and mediation also gives party an opportunity to maintain business relationship. Image, reputation, and style of doing business is a factor that is assessed carefully by parties in the industry. People are more likely to do business with entities that are able to sit down and try to resolve disputes amicably, and less likely to do business with entities that are litigious in nature. Confidentiality of the proceedings allows for the safekeeping of trade secrets and sensitive information such as costing mechanism and key personnel of experts involved. There is therefore a lot of benefit of using negotiation and mediation in the construction industry in Malaysia. Thank you.